talking about my wife. Sometime last year this time, I was driving down Mombasa Road in Nairobi, and as I'm driving, comfortable cruising speed, agonizing. She's sitting next to me, immersed in her phone. But I'm agonizing about something, and I had been agonizing for about a couple of months, and I did not know what to do. I had not told her so, and yet I thought, the one person I need to tell this story is Wandia. Sweetie, hi, sweetie, there's something I've been agonizing for a couple of months, and I was wondering whether I can run it by you, because, I didn't know whether to deal with it myself or can I, and so she sits up and looks. I'm wondering, should I slow down or should I speed up? Okay, what is it? Well, it's about my exes. In the last couple of months, 3 of them have lost people in their lives that they love. One has lost a brother, one lost a son, and the other lost their father. And I've been just wondering, what's my part in that process? Was I supposed to go for the prayer meetings? Was I supposed to go for the funerals? I didn't do any. But it's still bugging me, and I was wondering what to do. What? Babe, what? Apple, stop the car right now. Right now. And get out. You wonder how I survived. Because that's exactly what she did not say. With a voice so calm, as if I just asked Sweetie, Pastor Salt, says, well, that's a tragedy of life, that we have to live with all of life's contradictions. And she was done. She was done. What? Yeah. And just like that, this thing that had been nagging me for 2 months was resolved just by that statement. And in more ways than one, just learning about living life with all its contradictions. I mean, there are many more ways I could describe what that meant. But it was amazing. And it confirmed to me that a life of recovery makes sense. Why do I say that? Because one thing you need to know about me is that I'm a recovering alcoholic. And I haven't had a drink for 19 years now. And yet, recovery still needs to make sense. I haven't drunk, I stopped drinking when I was 27. I had drunk for about 15 years. But in all honesty, because alcoholism ran in my family, both on my mom's side and my dad's side, I was an alcoholic since I was born. I got high as a child. I got my first high, I was really young. Let me just say I was really young. Cinzano and Coke was a particular favorite. I don't know whether it still exists. It's been 19 years, and let's keep it that way, that I do not remember. And 19 years ago, when I started on this road of recovery, it was one filled with confusion, one filled with frustration. And it was difficult to accept that I was an alcoholic. Yet there was so much evidence. I had quit school, I was violent, I was a mess. But in spite of all that evidence, I still had a problem accepting. And one of the reasons about accepting was because I had a problem accepting that a disease, they call alcoholism a disease. Have you seen the stuff I have done? That was not a sick man, that was a madman. I know mental health is an illness, but that's not where I was coming with the madness. And so looking at 19 years ago when I started that journey and looking at the options I had, contemplating the tough questions of, will I catch up? I'm 27. It was the oldest I had ever been. And will I catch up with all the lost opportunities in my life? Will I catch up with my education? I had dropped out of uni. Will I catch up with a career, let alone a lost career? And it was difficult. Yet, there was still, as I contemplated what to do, I had I was looking at kind of 4 options in my life. And I was saying, I could get admitted in Mathare Mental Hospital. I was a definite candidate. I could go to jail. A few months before I stopped drinking, there was the likelihood that I'd go to jail with the kind of things I did. I could end up in Langata Cemetery because of the kind of drinking I did. Or there was a 4th option. I could choose a new way of life. And you'd think that's easy. You think, given all this Mathare, Langata, obviously the 4th one is the easiest. But I'm coming from a place of never having known or experienced a sense of freedom. But I chose, with all the confusion, with the uncertainty, with the fear, I said, let's move. Let's move forward. And it was difficult, it was daunting, thinking that going forward is daunting because I have to deal with the reality of my messes. And the society, both men and women, don't readily give men, as in male human beings, the right to be a victim. So that's what I was walking into in my recovery. And yet, like I said, moving back was a death sentence, moving forward was daunting. And looking at what I needed to do, will this recovery make sense? There was no guarantees because now I had already discovered that alcoholism was a permanent, an incurable disease. Treatable, but incurable. It depends on who you ask, maybe the doctors. But going forward, we did. And in my recovery, what has happened, there's been some decisive moments where recovery then has made sense. And one of these moments, some of these moments is especially when I've had to make amends to the people I had harmed with my drinking and with the hope of restoring the relationships I messed up. I remember my cousin Dohio, and one moment, I think it was about maybe 8 years after I had stopped drinking, I called him up one time and, hi Dohio, hi, how are you? There's something I'd like to share, and it's a bit tough, but I'd like to, go ahead. I'm sorry. I want to apologize for the things I did when I was drinking. I'm really sorry for messing up the time at BD bar. I came, I hit you, caused mayhem in the bar, and by the time I ran back home, and when you came, you found your clothes scattered all over the place. The time in Ongatarongai, when I tore your shirt. And the time, I think, at your brother's house, where I made, a mess at about 4:30 in the morning. I really want to say I'm sorry. Hey, Chris, hold up. Listen. We forgave. We forgot about this issue until now you're bringing it up. We forgave and forgot. Well, the thing is, I have never forgotten. I've never forgiven myself for the things I did. So that's why I need to make this phone call. Now, with Dohio, one time, we were at an aunt's funeral, and we were standing with a mutual cousin, James. And James asked Dohio, how are you doing? He said, oh man, I'm doing so badly. I'm even doing worse than Chris. And you know how badly Chris does. And I was right there, listening to this conversation, and there was absolutely nothing I could do about it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the indictment of alcoholism. It disempowers you and then it crushes you. Then makes you think it's your fault. Again, about 4 years this time, 4 years into recovery, I made a call similar to what I was going to make to do here 4 years later to my mom. And with my mom, it was difficult because she had borne the brunt of my alcoholism. And so one day I called her up. Hi, Mom. How are you? There's something, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Would you be home on Saturday? And yeah, what is it? No, I'd like to come and share something with you on Saturday. Will you be home? And she says, no, just tell me, what is it? No, I can't tell you over the phone, but I'd really like to come and see you. You can't give me a hint? No, please let me come. Says, sawa. Saturday came, I went home, all protocols observed, breakfast fed, being told about everything else. We sat down. I unleashed 4 pages, 4 full sculpts of stuff I had written. And I told her, there's something I'd like to share, and I've written it all down so that I remember. And I read out the list of the offenses, of the hurts, of the waste, of everything. Basically, the way I had held my mother hostage in my alcoholism. I never looked up once as I read that 4 pages. When I finished, I looked up. My mom was crying. His son, all is forgiven. All is forgiven. That, to me, that moment, I said, somehow this thing makes sense. 3 weeks ago, on 15th of May 1998, I marked 19 years since I had last had a drink. And I remembered, why do I keep on remembering? Is it that forgetting is dangerous? Is it that forgetting keeps me away from the next drink? Not necessarily. It's just that remembering keeps me free. So 3 weeks ago, when I marked that 19 years a day, I was filled with deep, deep gratitude. Deep, deep gratitude, because today, if you asked me 19 years ago, in May 1998, whether I'd be standing here in June 2017 speaking to you guys, without a drink in my system, without many drinks in my system, oh, no, first of all, I'd not even have made it. Because perhaps I'd still be in the pub, or I'd have been in Mathare, or Langata, or so I would not be here. So I am a miracle. So today, I'm a grateful guy. Deeply, deeply grateful. Today, I'm grateful that I didn't have to walk alone. Today, I am grateful because I have God. Today, I have a restored relationship with my family. Even though I was in his wedding lineup a year after I stopped drinking. So he felt confident to invite me to do that. And today I have a band of angels that the Lord sent me, friends, gatekeepers, therapists, partners, teachers, mirrors, even haters and naysayers. And they've all been a useful part of this journey. Today, I also have I also cherish very much the love of my life, Wandia, because she trusted, loved, and respected me in spite of that story, because there are many others who didn't. And, I look and watch, before I ended, and when I cherish my marriage, it's almost 2 years now, and I said, this thing works. This thing works. And the thing is, we don't all have to be in recovery. We don't have to be alcoholics to get a life reset, which is what I did, which is what I got. Because why? Mainly because we're all imperfect, aren't we? Yeah? So there's something, all of us, with no exception, that we are doing that we should not be doing. Sugar, Facebook, an extra 2 hours of their Facebook time. There's something we are all doing that we should not be doing. Or there's something we should not be doing that we should be doing that we are not. So a life reset is available for each one of us. Does it get easier? Maybe not. But does it get more fulfilling? It does. It is. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe in miracles. I rely on them. Thank you.